It's your boy Etorian Hines from the Distorted Cosmos podcast. So first and foremost, I just want to thank y'all for being here on this lovely day. So I'm starting a new series called Visionary Wednesday. So as you can see below, I'm a visionary, veteran, problem solver, and a serial entrepreneur. So we just got the new podcast studio. I know it's not much right now, but just stick with us. It's gonna be a work in progress. We're gonna have some different type of lighting going on. We're gonna have some background things coming on tape. It's gonna get lit. So, you gotta excuse me. So let's go ahead on and jump into it. I'm gonna get some water, and then we're gonna jump this visionary series off. So, what is a visionary? A visionary is a person who has vision, who can foresee things, who can kind of see the wave of things. And visionaries usher in change inside the community, inside the environment. Most visionaries these days that people know about are Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Those are kind of the big names in the visionary field, but they don't really go into the common visionaries, the everyday people, the everyday Joes, the yous and me's. They don't really go into what we have going on. So part of the thing that I foresee let me tell you what started me off as becoming a visionary. Let me put that down. So when I say I'm a visionary, it's because I've always been able to foresee things. I've always been able to track things out. Let me tell you a little story time. So when I was a young kid, my parents, my guardian and my father at that point in time, they told me, we don't know what you're going to do about college. We aren't going to be the ones to pay for it. So I had to sit back and take that information and think to myself, how am I going to translate this into a future for myself, not only for just the survival mode, but strictly the point to where I need to build a life for myself, to build a name for myself. So I wound up going to the military. And while I was in the military, I saw many a path forward. I saw the path of retirement. I saw the path of getting out in a little while. And there was always the potential of death of some way or getting out. So anyway, I wound up getting out and being honorably discharged. So I am a disabled veteran. So podcasting is where I'm at. I was an engineer once, but then some things happened with the PTSD, and now here I am, full-time podcaster. So their loss, not mine. So therefore, you guys get me, and I get to be here and do that. Back on topic. So while I was in the military, I foresaw a couple of paths for myself. One of the things were retirement. And then I said, okay, I'm going to stick myself on pace because the ultimate goal is to retire, because that's the American dream. Put money into your 401k, retire, be able to travel after 65 and some change. So therefore, that was my plan. Do 20 years in the military. I'll still be young enough to get another job. I went in at 19, so 20 years would have been 39. That's still young. That's still young to be retired. So therefore, that plan didn't quite work out. So the next course of action after I got out of the military, I became an engineer. I got my certificates in IT. I got a couple of I actually have a degree. Well, I have a degree that I don't even use. I have an associate's degree from ITT Technical Institute. They shut down a couple of years in Las Vegas ago. I don't even remember what's going on, but right as soon as they were getting ready to shut down, I went ahead and dropped out anyway. I was going into my bachelor's program, but I had already got my associate's. So I have an associate's degree in computer science, and I was an engineer for the past almost 10 years now. I went in 2013, so it's 23 right now, and I got out in 2013, went straight into the telecommunications company. So that was my field previously, engineer in a telecommunications company. So while I was in that telecommunications company, I was working my way up to the management level, and I would have frequent conversations with the managers about different things of the direction of the company, and they agreed with my assessment of where the company was heading and future projections and future ideas and everything. But where I was in the company, I didn't have enough leverage to reach up and make those big changes. But I implemented changes with the equipment I had at that appointed time. For instance, I had a satellite trailer. So For all of you who don't know, in my engineering job, I worked for a telecommunications company again. So I was the one who installed the 5G UWB around Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, throughout the Strip, and a couple of places along the bottom of the coast, especially when we had some of the big hurricanes. So, bring it back. So when I got a satellite trailer, I said, hey, we should go ahead on and since we are able to get satellite and we have power, let's go ahead on and add like a mini cell site in here and a mini router. That thing, it got so many people, like it saved. I'm not going to go far as to say it saved lives, but it definitely made the mission way more acceptable, way more accomplishable in getting connectivity back. So, and that's all the things that's big in telecommunications because trust me, when you pick up that phone and you try to call your loved ones because you just seen there was in a hurricane or you just seen that there was a national disaster, being able to pick up that phone and call your loved ones to check on them or to let your loved ones know that you're okay, it means the world of a difference. So by me implementing that change at my level, I projected that this will be needed and that this will be very useful in the field, and my God, it was indeed. They still use that satellite trailer to this day. So that's one of the things when it becomes a visionary. You have to implement change, you have to solve problems, and I believe, I'm not going to quote the exact quote from the Bible verse now, but I believe it says, the person without vision, something, I don't know, the community without, we need visionaries basically, to sum it all up, we need visionaries in the community because how else are we going to grow and thrive? Without the Elon Musk, do you really think that we'll be having electric cars? They had them back in the 70s, but will they be really implementing them? Without Jeff Bezos, will we have the Amazon? A lot of people will go to the opposite side to say Amazon killed a lot of jobs. And I definitely agree. And they say Amazon may not treat its workers right. I definitely agree. But everyone there made a choice. We all make choices in life. And, there comes times and there comes waves. You have to see the tops and the bottoms of the wave. You have to be able to ride it through, get in where you out, and once you see it coming down, that's why they have exit strategies. If anybody in real estate, they know about the terminology exit strategy. That's when you plan your exit. I planned my exit from the military. I said, okay, look, since things aren't going to necessarily progress the way I want them to, hopefully I can do what I can to sustain myself afterwards. So I need to get the most knowledge I can, try to get certifications, things paid for. And yeah, but it didn't help the fact that I was in a mass shooting. So, that whole experience in itself had lingering actions. So for you who are getting your disability, remember, it's not about the action that happened. It's about the lingering action. Because if it's still affecting you to this day, all of these years later, that's what the VA looks at. That's the tip. But anyway, as far as being a visionary, being able to see things, being able to solve problems, being able to just voice opinions and give things reason that makes sense. Anybody can identify a problem. What's the solution? Or what's a better direction for humanity into where everyone's winning? For instance, I'm a fan of universal basic income. Not just in the sense of giving someone a free $1,000, but I believe that if we give someone a credit of $1,000 a month, and again, if it's not going to be used, it's not going to be used. Then it goes away. It starts over. It's not a cash retail value, but it can be accepted anywhere, just like a credit card. It can be accepted to pay your bills, to pay your mortgage, to pay your rent. No alcohol, no tobacco products. Yeah. Those are, what? Why not? Why not? But, and again, being a visionary, I understand that some Democrats and some Republicans and some Democrats, they're probably going to feel a certain type of way about being able to buy alcohol, being able to buy marijuana. We're going to save it for necessities, but it'll inject more economic growth, I believe, if everyone had a credit to be able to use, because not only will this keep the business owners alive, but it'll be able to shorten down the supply chain, because everyone is going after the stuff that they need. For instance, I'm not gonna say stuff that they need. I'm gonna say stuff that they want. There's a lot of spending going on in the market, and we know the housing market is getting ready to come down, but the houses were skyrocketing. And there was a point in time a couple of years ago, 2020. We all know what happened then. There was a couple of years ago when people couldn't pay their rents, people couldn't pay their mortgages. So the the Treasury stimulated the economy with a couple of stimulus checks. So there was a lot of money floating around. So now some of that money is drying up. It's back into the feds now. So again, I believe that universal basic income, UBI, will be it'll definitely benefit a lot of people. Again, help paying bills, help the economy out, because you're interjecting funds into the economy. And when you do it in the forms of credit, when we use it at a merchant, that credit will go towards that small business owner to put towards what they have and keeping that business afloat. That credit will go to back into the system, into just keeping things circulating, the basic care of human beings. So Andrew Yang ran this as his primaries when he ran for the presidential campaign a little while ago. But again, this is America. Do you really think they was going to let an Asian man be the president? We've been through a lot of changes. We had President Barack Obama. We now have Vice President in place right now, who's a black lady. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So I don't know. It might happen. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead on and move to the next project. We got some more things coming up. For instance, if you're in Dallas, Texas, we're going to have some things. As you can see, we got the new podcast studio again. And one of the things that we're going to have is some mixers. We're going to have some networking events, content creator events, and definitely podcasting events. So if you want to learn how to podcast, if you want to learn how to record a YouTube video, how to make these cool little banners at the bottom, see that right there? Yeah, do you have a morning routine? So the morning routine is very important. It's a part of my work-life balance series. So be looking out for this coming up. You know what? I think I may go ahead and drop that one next week. It was a video project that I started out. Originally, I was kind of unsure about it, but it's fine. I'm human. We do things that humans do. So I'm gonna ride this out for the next couple of weeks. I'm probably gonna drop. I'm probably going to do videos every 2 weeks, because it really takes a lot of work in order for me to put into that. But I'm going to start getting other entrepreneurs on, other business owners on, as I've been doing. So, because again, now we got the space. Now we can start back to foster this, and we can start back to grow this thing. So on that note, I'm finna get ready to head out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen from. Drop a comment on what's your favorite part of this video. Let me know if you guys like this feedback. Let me know if you guys like my setup. Let me know if you guys like my little light in the back. It's probably hard to see because this light is so bright. Let me see if I can turn that down. Look, maybe if I cut it down a little bit, you would have a chance to see the light in the back. But then I got my crown light, and I have other lights in the building, so it just gives the room a little aesthetics. But we're trying to work on some things. We're trying to get ready to get some things going. So again, let us know how you like the video. Let us know how you like the setup. Let us know how you like the content right here. Don't forget to follow my Instagram. It's the Distorted Cosmos _, in between the two words, the THE. None of that slang stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you. If you made it this far, please drop a green heart. Shout out to the Plug Hub. Shout out to my man Jordan and his family over there. So hey, on that note, we're gonna go ahead on and head out. Y'all have a good day.